Live from Television Hill, this is WJZ News at noon.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Nicole Baker. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of our noon web newscast. We are seeing the winds pick up this afternoon, so let's send it over to meteorologist Tim Williams, who's got the very latest on our Friday forecast. Hey, Tim.
Hello, Nicole. We do have a bit of a give and take. The rain, for the most part, has moved all out of the area, but the clouds are still hanging in there. And as you mentioned, the winds are now kicking in. As of noon, we have wind advisories in effect for parts of the area. The rain that brought us up to 2 inches of rain in parts of the area has now moved up the 95 corridor. We may see just a little swing through of a little bit of precipitation early in the afternoon, and that could swing on by here, but temperatures will be up around 50 degrees by then. We're sitting at 48 currently at BWI Marshall, 50 in Easton, 44 over in Hagerstown, but the winds are a factor. We have 19 mile-per-hour winds in central Maryland, 21 mile-per-hour winds in Hagerstown, 34 down toward Patuxent River, and 33 in Elkton. The gusts are up around 32 miles per hour, near 40 in parts of the area. Wind advisories in effect till early tomorrow morning. Your complete forecast is coming up in just a few moments. Nicole?
All right, Tim, thank you. Boeing says FAA approval for new safety updates to its software on its 737 MAX jets could come as early as next week. Boeing also previously said that optional safety features will become standard after 2 crashes of MAX jets that killed 346 people. Investigators are trying to determine why the MAX fleet was certified to fly in the first place. Chris Van Cleve has new details for WJZ.
Sources tell CBS News Boeing has been subpoenaed by the Department of Justice's fraud unit. DOJ is requiring the company to retain documents, records, and data related to the Boeing 737 MAX's approval process. The MAX fleet has been grounded for more than a week as investigators try to determine what led to 2 deadly crashes.
Our entire team stands behind the quality and the safety of the aircraft we design, produce, and support.
Boeing says it is making changes to its software on the MAX. The company announced it would now make standard an indicator light that warns pilots of a sensor malfunction that could cause its anti-stall system to activate unnecessarily. Investigators believe that anti-stall system, new on the 737 MAX, triggered on Lion Air Flight 610, repeatedly forcing down the nose of the plane, leading to last October's crash. The previously optional indicator light was not installed on the Lion Air 737 MAX that crashed or the Ethiopian flight that went down last week. A U.S. airline source says that feature would cost roughly $80,000 extra on a plane with a list price of about $120 million.
This problem should not have been that hard to diagnose.
The FAA's former director of accident investigations, Jeff Gazzetti, says whether or not the Lion Air pilots had access to that safety feature, they should have been trained to handle the issue.
The culture, it seems, of this airline in not aggressively handling the maintenance issues that were recorded, as well as the in-flight non-normal situations, tells me that there's something amiss with the system's safety of Lion Airlines.
An Indonesian airline has told Boeing it would like to cancel its order for new MAX airplanes. And Ethiopian Airlines is pushing back against reports questioning its safety culture and pilot training. 2 complaints were filed with the FAA back in 2015, but the airline now says they operate with the highest global standards of quality and safety. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, New York.
Well, bail is denied for both Keith Smith and his daughter Valeria Smith. The 2 are accused of killing Keith's wife, Jacquelyn Smith. This case got nationwide attention after they told police that a panhandler stabbed her in East Baltimore. They were captured just 20 miles from the Mexican border and were extradited back to Baltimore. Defense attorneys say the evidence is all circumstantial. We now know the funeral plans for a 7-year-old boy killed in a fiery crash in Harford County. Visitation for Tripp Johnson will be Monday at St. Francis de Sales Church in Abingdon. The funeral is at the same location on Tuesday. Tripp's mom, Megan, is still recovering at shock trauma. Nearly 2 weeks ago, Tripp was one of 2 people killed when a truck slammed into stop traffic in Bel Air. Meantime, a Harford County Sheriff's deputy is accused of assault and sexual offenses. Corporal Thomas Gregory is currently suspended with pay. Investigators say Gregory was issued a criminal summons after an investigation of an off-duty incident that happened on March 9th. No other information has been released on this case. Gregory now faces 2 counts of second-degree assault and 2 counts of fourth-degree sex offense. A man is arrested for bringing a loaded gun through BWI. A Texas man brought a loaded gun with 6 bullets, including one in the chamber. A TSA officer found that gun in an X-ray machine. The man who drove from Texas to Maryland told officials that he forgot he had the gun on him. This is the 10th gun confiscated by TSA at BWI so far this year. Well, some new animals are coming to the Maryland Zoo. Meet brothers Bud and Davis. They are coming from Lee G. Simmons Conservation Park in Nebraska. They are 4 years old, and unfortunately, their resident cheetahs, Rayfu and Wagasa, who are brothers that will be leaving. They'll be taking Bud and Davis a spot in Omaha. Well, March Madness is in full swing now. The Maryland Terrapins hope to have, or still have hope alive, after barely beating the Belmont Bruins. So the Terps edged them out, 79 to 77. The Terps defense helped seal the victory, and they made key free throws down the stretch. Now the Terps will take on the 3-seed LSU Tigers tomorrow in the second round. You can see that game live right here at noon on WJZ. The men, by the way, are not the only ones dancing. The Lady Terps are hosting tournament games for the women's bracket. They'll play tomorrow at 11 in the morning as they take on the Radford Highlanders. Meanwhile, today, the Towson women's basketball team is on the road to Storrs, Connecticut. They will take on the 2-seeded Yukon Huskies, who boast a record of 31-2. That game tips off at 7 p.m. We are finally starting to clear up this afternoon, but the winds, of course, around the region are picking up. We've got a live look outside for you, keeping things mild as we get ready for the weekend. The key word here, weekend. Meteorologist Tim Williams has your forecast. Hey, Tim.
Well, yesterday was a great day to be inside watching the games. It was raining all day. Well, things are improving more. So now maybe folks will start moving around, going to some of those NCAA parties, and maybe you'll just start to move around on your Friday. Temperatures are now getting up to about 50 degrees. We're at 48 degrees. Temperature at BWI, Thurgood Marshall. Skies are brightening just a little. The winds are from the west at 19 miles per hour at the airport. The barometer is going up, still pretty low now that that system is starting to move on out of here. We still have low pressure in place, and we'll be dealing with potential for some low pressure moving through the region, maybe a sprinkler or so before the afternoon, just a fleeting shower. But look at these temperatures, up to 50 degrees in Easton now, 51 in Annapolis, 48 in Frederick, we have 42 in Cumberland, and 46 up in Elkton at this hour. Winds down around Anne Arundel County, 17 in Annapolis at this hour. But look at the sustained winds, 39 mile per hour winds in Elkton, 34 in Patuxent River, 21 in Hagerstown, 18 over towards Salisbury, and the gusts are pretty substantial, up near 40 miles per hour, 37 mile per hour gusts reported in Annapolis over the last hour, 45 down at Patuxent River again. That is why the wind advisories are in effect, started at noon, and will be with us till about midnight. They could be extended, but primarily they're from Carroll County on over toward the western edge of the state. Right now we're seeing the clouds just kind of breaking up just a little bit. The major rain that moved on out of here is moving up to the northeast, but this swing of just a very weak bit of disturbance here coming down from the Great Lakes from the Ohio Valley is moving down into the region. We could see a sprinkle or so out of this system before the afternoon is out, but overall the bulk of the precipitation is out of here. Futurecast shows how we could see just a light sprinkle, but then the clouds break. Winds will stay with us through tomorrow afternoon, but we will see some clearing as high pressure starts to build back into the area, and we'll have that high in place for Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, with this high now bringing in more of a southerly flow, it's going to make for a very, very nice day. Our sunset today is at 7:20. We're looking at small craft advisory in effect on the bay. 53 degrees for today, 52 for tomorrow, 60 on Sunday, 58 and 48 heading into Monday and Tuesday, and 52 on Wednesday, up to near 60 degrees again on Thursday.
All right, well, now's the time to download WJZ's weather app to keep track of our changing weather, get hourly, daily, and extended forecasts, plus severe weather warnings. Just search WJZ Weather and get our app. We have a fabulous little Bella to introduce you to today. 6 years old, female pit bull mix, and she's got a lot of energy.
She does have a lot of energy. She's really sweet. She likes other dogs. She really just, I think, is looking for a house to just hang out in.
Yeah.
Like, she's really
mellow.
Chill. She can be she's a chill girl. She just wants to hang out. We did remove a couple of tumors from her body, so she's looking for a nice place to recover, and spend, the rest of her long life with the family.
She's a little bigger than a lap dog, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's gonna want to sit on your lap.
She'll try.
She'll try. She'll try and smother you with her love.
Oh.
Look at her.
Well, this is again Bella. Reach out to the Maryland SPCA if you want to take Bella home. All right.
She's quite the fashionista. Look at her.
She is. This is really, right?
She's a staff
She's ready
favorite.
for spring.
Yeah, we all love her. She's a staff favorite. That makes her look fresh.
Well, thanks so much for watching WJZ. We'll see you again after March Madness.